We are less than 2 months away from the official release of College Football 26. We're probably going to be getting some official news from EA in about a week or so. So I think this is the perfect time for me to talk about Road to Glory, because I do think it is going to be the game mode that gets the biggest facelift year to year from College Football 25 to College Football 26. Now, it's not me saying that the other game modes aren't going to get adjustments. I do think they're going to be making changes to Dynasty, to the gameplay, hopefully team builder and everything else, especially presentation. I already made a video on that if you want to watch that. But I do think Road to Glory is going to be that big thing that they put on the back of the box, like the big thing that they push in marketing. And the reason why is because they've already been doing that. They've already been posting videos and marketing material talking about how your road to glory, your career mode, is going to be starting in high school, going into college, and then transferring over to the NFL. They already made that little video that they released near the draft. Like, I already made a video about that a little while ago. So now that we have Road to Glory, that's going to be the biggest update. Let's talk about it a little bit. So I am going to be going over my opinions on College Football 25's Road to Glory in just a second, so you can watch that, and then you could skip if you want to skip to what I think is going to happen in College Football 26. You can also skip there, but I'll go ahead and talk about my thoughts on College Football 25, and then we'll go on to College Football 26. Alright, so I'm going to quickly go through things I like and don't like about the current state of Road to Glory. To be honest, there's probably going to be more things I don't like, but we're going to try to go rapid fire. First off, custom conferences. I wish you can change them up every year. You only have the opportunity of doing it at the very beginning. You should just be able to do it every year. Come on. And then for Road to Glory settings, I turn off wear and tear, and I'll explain why in a second. A lot of the time, like, I keep it on in Dynasty. It's obviously on for all the other modes, like in Ultimate Team, which I actually do think is valid there. Like, I get the point of wear and tear, but for Road to Glory, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. And I typically do 7-minute quarters, and then I usually play on All-American. Accelerated clock, I wish you had the option of having, picking if you want to do chew clock or turbo, because you don't get to do that. Like, technically the coach does it, but like they never change the tempo, and it can be really stupid if you're trying to chew the clock. Like, you either have to manually chew it or just snap the ball with extra time, and it makes it really stupid if you're trying to run the game out. So moving on, we'll go into here. Now, this is where I initially thought this was going to be a really cool concept. Like, oh my god, you can be a 2-star or a 5-star, and then you look at your overall. The first ever Road to Glory I did, I was a 2-star recruit, and I went to Memphis. I played, I think, 3 snaps in 5 years. Like, it was so bad because you're a 60 overall. It's like impossible not only to see the field, but even when you see the field, you're just terrible. Like, I get, like, if you're a 2-star recruit, like, you're not going to be good, but this is supposed to be like the scenario where that 2-star recruit, the Justin Jefferson or whatever, is a 2-star and ends up becoming a superstar. Like, he wouldn't be a 60 overall in this case. Like, I think picking your star level, obviously this isn't going to be in College Football 26, or I do think they should give you the option to start directly in college, and maybe picking, picking your star level is fine, but I don't think it should determine your overall. Maybe it determines your dev trait, right? So, like, if you are elite 5-star, you should get that elite dev trait where you progress quicker. So, to be honest, I never do any of the other ones. I only do 5 stars. So I usually only do quarterback or halfback. I did do 1 year as a middle linebacker. That was fine, I guess, but halfback I think is probably the easiest. But quarterback, I think it's good to quarterback's fine. It just depends on where you end up at, because the thing is, you don't get to change the playbooks. So, like, if you go to a school that has a bad playbook, you're kind of stuck with it, and hopefully you transfer or something. But we're gonna go halfback here. I do like how you get to pick your archetype. That is cool. I mean, I feel like that should be expected. I've never once done receiving back personally. I think if you're gonna be a running back, you want to, like, run the ball, and if you're a receiver, that's when you want to catch passes. But I guess that's that's something, but never really done receiving back once. I've done a lot of elusive backs, and I've recently started doing power backs, and I think power back is probably my favorite. So we'll do power back in this case. Not going to change up any of this stuff. The only thing that I hope they update is, like, these are loose sleeves, but they look so baggy. Like, they're so, like, off of the arm. Like, I get they're supposed to be loose, but, like, they should... It's almost like the Kyler Murray or the what's it called, the Cam Ward, where it's like just off the arm. Like, it's not tight. It's not the one where it has like the elastic, you know, the elastic around it. It's just like, it's almost like the elastic is cut. That's how it should be for loose sleeves. I never want to do long sleeves. Like, to be honest, it doesn't make sense for me, but regardless, everyone has their own preference here. I do like how they do have quite a bit of customization, especially with like the helmets and stuff. But now we go on to the mental abilities, and again, this is where it is something that I think is like, I think it's cool at times, but overall don't really care that much. You know, team player, improved ability to play out of position. When do you play out of position? I think if you're running back, sometimes you come out in wide receiver, so I think that is, you know, maybe pretty good, but like the mental abilities don't matter that much, to be honest. And then obviously you have, you know, the things that are tied to like your academics, brand, you know, leadership, but overall I don't really worry about those too much. Like, the mental abilities aren't that big of a deal. And again, this is what it is. Like, this is always going to be your standard. Like, you're always going to get these stats to start up. And I wish this was kind of like how it is in like a lot of games. I think a good game that reminds me of it would be Fallout, where you get to pick, like, you know, you get this many points and you get to dedicate. You should be able to do that from the start. I don't like how everyone starts off as this. You should be able to, you know, maybe you want to start off with more quickness right away, because every running back is going to be different. Like, there's gonna be power backs that are just faster, or they're gonna have more power right away. So I wish you had the ability to just, you know, throw more points and really become unique right off the gate. So then you have this. So this is kind of like the scenario thing. So instead of having like cutscenes that are generic and cringy, you have you know, this reporter text message system, and I actually don't think it's bad. I actually do like this a little bit. I wish there was a little bit more info. Like, you just it doesn't, like, all you do is you're just clicking these options. So you know, I'm just gonna click, I want to compete for a national title, and then I want to play in a prestigious conference and play for a well-known head coach. So it's basically gonna give you, like, which, here's the thing, why is Stanford here? Like, why is Stanford here? Stanford, like, I know you said you wanted to play for a prestigious head coach, then they just fire their coach. They're in the ACC, which is like not even a Power 2 conference, and they're not going to be like, I get, like, you would start for them because you would be high on the depth chart, but like, wouldn't you want to go to like an SEC school? Like, wouldn't they want you to do that? Like, are there any, like, I guess I would be second string. Like, I don't know why Vanderbilt is, I would start for Vanderbilt, but they have me as like, as a yellow. Like, it makes no sense. Like, Florida, I'm gonna be a second string, but they have a lot of interest. I don't know, it just seems a little bit weird. But the way it goes is, like, if I'm going to actually play, you have to do a 5-year model. So what you do is you have to find any school that does not give you a scholarship. Like, it's so counterintuitive, because you basically need to redshirt because of how long it takes to level up. You basically need to not play your entire first year and just spend the entire year just boosting up your you know, boosting up your XP to level up, because you are just not a good player. Even as a 79 overall, you aren't that good. So in this case, I'm just gonna go with Oklahoma, not because I like them, not because, you know, I want to do great with them. I'm just doing it because hopefully I don't play, because the thing is, you cannot you can't purposefully redshirt yourself. Like, you have to, the only way you can be redshirted is if you don't play 4 games. So that's where it gets a little tricky. And one thing about this as well is that if you just sim the weeks, sometimes they'll put you in the game and you don't know it. Now, and you can't sub yourself out. So, like, you can't purposefully, you know, not play the game. Now, in this case, it puts me as the fullback. I'm technically a fullback, which I'm second string for that, which technically means I could probably be put in the game. So this actually might really end up being bad for me, because again, you want to spend your entire point, your entire purpose just gaining you know, XP. That's the whole point. Now, you do start off with 5 points, and again, look at it. If you want to adjust your power, 10 points. If you want to change your speed, 10 points. Like, you can't even change any of that. Like, if I wanted to change my route running, yeah, I guess I could do that. Or if I wanted to change my hands, or IQ, or like IQ, like honestly, like I never touched this, and then elusiveness. But then not only that, you have your physical abilities. Like these are almost as important, if not more important than your ratings. Like these are basically like ratings boosts in itself. Like in this case, I would probably do head first. Like I would probably get this before I upgrade any of my actual abilities. But the thing is that these physical abilities, when I upgrade it, it's not gonna change my overall at all. So let's just say I buy head first, it takes up these points. And again, now I have 2 points, 2 skill points left, and we're at the preseason. There's no energy to spend. I should be able to spend energy. I should be able to work out. I should be able to go to school. Like that's I don't know, that's important. These things keep coming up, and I swear, I wish you could just skip it. Like I'm just like, pressing A to get out of it, because it's always the same prompt every single time. So this is what I have to do to actually make this game mode fun, this is the problem. You actually have to change the stock settings. I have to make whatever position I am XP. I have to turn it to the max. I have to turn it to the max, or else it's literally going to take me forever. Like if I'm doing a Road to Glory as a 5-star, I want to be a 99 overall by like my 3rd or 2nd year. Like I want to be an absolute beast. Like that's how it works. Like you have players like Ryan Williams, Jeremiah Smith. Those are guys that should be 99 overalls in College Football 26, and they're true sophomores. They're in their 2nd year. That's how it should work. But because the way that this progression works, you have to change the XP slider. So if you haven't played Road to Glory and you think it takes forever to do it, definitely do this. You will get more points. I will tell you that. You will level up a lot quicker. Okay, so let's talk about the weekly agenda. Let's just talk about this. So I don't know. To be honest, if you're trying to be a high overall and that's your only point, you can ignore leadership and you can ignore brand. Like it makes 0 sense to touch any of these, because these are not going to change your overall. They're not going to make you any better. Like, yeah, you'll be able to get Road Dog. Like I get, like the only benefits are Clearhead and Road Dog, which they aren't going to make you that much better of a player. Like it's not going to make a difference. So if you want to get better, like in terms of your overall, be able to get better abilities, you only want to do XP to actually get your level up, and then health, because using XP always tanks your health for some reason. Like I think that's a little weird. Like I guess like it's just you're training and you need to recover, and then you need to at least spend a little bit of points on your academics so you don't get ineligible, which I do think is a cool feature, because you are here to play school at least a little bit. So I do think that you have to put a little bit of time into it. And that is important, at least a little bit. But what you could do is you could always just you could just study a bunch in like the first week and then just ignore it, and you'll be fine for like the rest of the year. But yeah, like the fact that you can completely ignore like 2 of the 5 categories is a huge issue for me. If you want to actually have an enjoyable experience, you have to redshirt your entire first season, don't play a single game, and what's going to happen is, as you start leveling up your player, it's going to force you into position battles, and I would have to purposefully lose them so that I don't get moved up the depth chart, so then they put me in games. So it's like you're purposely trying to lose. It doesn't make sense. Like this is not how college should be, and it just takes forever to level up. Like to move up from an 80 to a 99 overall, it takes a while. Even with the 300 XP or 300% XP, it still takes quite a while. So that's my thoughts when it comes to the actual game. So let's go back to what my expectations are for College Ball 26. Okay, so now we know about all the things that are kind of wrong with College Ball 25. My thoughts is that this game mode is extremely bare bones, and I think they may have done that on purpose, because I really think that they just put it together in the last minute because they didn't have enough time, and hopefully they just redo the whole thing. Like, I really think there's so much that they would need to fix, where if they do make these like big changes, that it could actually make this game mode a lot more fun. So these are some of the things that I expect to be in College Ball 26. 100% confirmed is high school, but we don't know how involved you'll be in high school. Like, there are so many different ways they could go. They could go as like minimal as you play like your high school championship game, like your playoff game, and then that's it. Or it could be like NCAA 14, where you play your entire senior season. You get to create your own high school. You get to set how long the schedule is, and then you get to earn scholarships along the way, and then play in the high school playoffs, and then make the championship, and then eventually go on to college. Now, personally, I think NCAA's 14's high school mode was very overrated, in my opinion. Like, I do think they can make it a lot better. Like, I think a lot of people look at that part with like rose-tinted glasses because it was high school. But if you guys actually played it, it was just almost like a waste of time. It was just like a practice mode because you dominated every single game, no matter what. You get an offer immediately. Like, it was just like, I guess it's cool to like start in high school, but it didn't really do much for me. But I hope that they do expand off of, you know, what NCAA 14 did do. So I would be happy if they involve some sort of senior season, and during that process you are treated like a recruit in the dynasty mode. So instead of it being like in dynasty mode where you're recruiting, you're in the position of the school recruiting the player, you're now the player being recruited by the school. And maybe some schools can hard sell you, they can bring you on visits, you can commit, maybe decommit. Like, that would be something cool. Like, it would be a cool feature if you could like do the whole like hat flip, and maybe that like changes like your personality style, and you know, some people aren't gonna like it because maybe you're a player that's going to be super cocky, and that's a big thing when it comes to high school recruiting, is that, you know, those superstar athletes, there's a lot of them that are really extremely humble, and you know, they'll go to that school that they've been wanting to go to, like the hometown school, their entire, you know, they've been a fan of their entire lives. And then you have the ones that are like, they want the bag, they want to, you know, be all flashy, and some schools are gonna be like, hey, we don't want this, like, we're gonna pull our offer, like, we're gonna get out of this. So I do think like there should be some sort of like personality archetype, where you could either be like a really cocky player, and it could be just based off of the decisions. Like, I don't think the whole text prompt thing, I actually think that was a pretty unique way to like incorporate it. I think it's way better than doing like the cutscenes, because I think the cutscenes in all these sports games are just so cringy. And again, they're also like, they're not like, it's the same one every single time. So like, I'd rather have the text messages, but like have some of those like text messages, like those prompts, change your personality style, and it can affect what schools want to recruit you. Also, when it comes to high school, is I want to know, like, will you be able to create your own high school, or is it going to be, you know, a preset that they give you? Because in the little reveal trailer that they announced, I think Edgewater High School was included. Now, I know that they did have like a weird collaboration with Ultimate Team in College Bowl 25, so maybe they're just carrying that over. But I would be very upset if this was like the only high school you could play as. Like, if they gave you like 3 schools to choose from, like 3 high schools, like that would be pretty stupid in my opinion. Like, the best case scenario is you get to create your own high school. Worst case scenario is they give you only one preset high school to choose from, because like it just takes away from that the whole high school part of it. I don't know. So if you could create your own high school, that would be ideal. But let's say they don't add in, like, they don't let you create your own high school, which again would be a bummer. If they gave us like 10 to 20 like prep schools, if they're gonna license real ones, I would be okay with that. Like, put them in different regions, like pick the, you know, the ones from California, from Texas, from Florida, Georgia, like pick all those schools and license those out. Like, if you're gonna do that, that's fine. I actually would be okay with that. If they wanted to go that route, but I would prefer to be able to create my own high school. Like, that would be cool if I could do that. Now, one other feature that I hope is in the game, and this is like, there is no confirmation about a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of people are coming out with a lot of things saying like this is going to be in the game. No one knows information yet, guys. Like, we're just saying whatever we want. But what I would like to see is, let's say after your high school playoffs, you then get to go to this like senior showcase or an Army All-American game if they get the license to it. And that's where they have like the top, you know, recruits go there, and they basically just play in this game in front of, you know, a bunch of, basically these are just like the guys that are gonna be going to college, to the big schools. And let's say like you're a wide receiver and you play, you know, against like with their quarterback who is committed to your rival, or he's committed to go to your school, or he's undecided. Like, I think something like that would be really cool if like you get to see the players that you'll be able to eventually play against down the line in college. So like you'll get to see that 5-star corner that you're going up against, he's going to your rival, and now you'll be able to continue this rivalry from this senior game to move on to college. And then, you know, obviously like the NFL, like if you decide to get the Madden game, which I am not. And then another thing, this is kind of like focusing on the fixes from College Football 25, is they should make progression a lot easier. I think it's extremely clunky that you need to spend training points or training hours to get XP to be able to level up. Like, you don't level up naturally. Like, you can only level up by buying these upgrades. Like, I do think that there should be some sort of like objective where if you have like a breakout game, you get a boost automatically. Like, I get the whole thing, like you want to, like, there should be parts where you get to boost it yourself, but I do think there needs to be some sort of automatic progression because you're just becoming a better player. Like, I do think that would be something that would be really cool to have. Again, because I just think it's really clunky. And then also, when it comes to this agenda thing, like, I do think they're probably going to keep that, but hopefully they make it to where, you know, make it to where your brand matters. Like, let the NIL stuff have a little bit more of an impact. Like, if you're someone that takes a bunch of NIL deals, like, let that have an impact on like the rest of your team. Like, let them feel a little weird about it if you're taking a bunch of money. Or let's say you can take the money and you give it to your teammates. Like, I know that's a thing in College Football 25. Like, you get a Nissan sponsorship and you give your friends like a bunch of cars. Like, that's cool. Like, I think that's something they should expand on. And then one final thing that I really wanted to discuss is, and this could go into like the whole personality trait thing that they kind of put in, is you should be able to, like, there should be consequences for transferring. I know like they want to give everyone the freedom to do that, but there should be, like, you know, if you're someone that transfers every single year, like, maybe some schools, like, they won't take you because you're someone that is a high risk of transfer. Like, that's something that I think could be, you know, a good idea. Or, for example, let's say you're like a 5-star recruit and you just have a really bad year, and the school that you're at, they basically like force you to transfer. Like, they hit the encourage transfer like on the dynasty screen. Like, they basically kick you out. They're like, listen, like, we're gonna put you either on 4th string or you're gonna transfer. So like, you could stay, you could grind it out if you want, but it would make better sense for you to just transfer to a lower level or a different school. Like, that's a big part of the transfer portal, is that you see a lot of these players, like, they have a lot of talent, they have a lot of, you know, upside, but usually it's just not the right fit. You see them go to another school and then they ball out. Like, that's something I think would be cool for like a scenario engine where it includes that in the game. Like, especially like for people like Joe Burrow going from Ohio State to LSU, or from Jordan Travis starting at Louisville and going to Florida State. Like, all that would be a really, like, I think that would be very helpful to make it feel more realistic. So that's gonna be it, guys. Those are kind of my road to glory thoughts. You know, I really hope that they, you know, make high school a big part of the game again, and then also kind of fix a lot of the clunkiness with the college part, but really, you know, make it feel like you can progress a lot. Like, you should be able to be like an absolute star, you know, at some point if you want. But that's gonna be it, guys. Hope y'all enjoy. Let me know your thoughts. Other than that, this has been Jognal. I'll see you guys next time.